But he does want to work on it. All right, good afternoon. We're going to start the community development meeting for Wednesday, October 5th. We get a roll call, please.
Councilmember King,
Here.
Councilmember Moreno,
Present.
Councilmember Jeruso, Councilmember Morel, Councilmember Harris. We do not have a quorum.
All right, well, we're going to do a presentation first. When other council members come in, we should have a quorum. So
I can bring them up. Yep. And Council Chair King, I will make some quick opening comments. We have one item on the agenda today, and it deals with the Ninth Ward Stadium and the council adding to the fundraising of building this amazing facility. And I have to say that it is really actually very exciting that we're all coming together for such a great community project and to get it all the way through the finish line. This Ninth Ward Stadium actually has been in the works for quite some time, but recently the fundraising efforts were really revitalized by a new board, a board of all volunteers, I should mention. So thank you so much for all the work that you've been making, that you've been doing to make sure that this field of dreams does become a reality. So just so that everyone understands where we are with the fundraising piece, we've had our state legislators, along with our Congressman Troy Carter, along with private donors, contribute to this project to the tune of now close to $7 million. That's big, huh? That's big. And their goal is roughly $9 million. So now it's the city council's turn to make a significant investment towards this $9 million goal. And to tell you the truth, I mean, it just makes all the sense in the world to make this investment, because this project just checks so many boxes as far as an ultimate benefit to the city of New Orleans. First of all, it's going to be a stadium for not just the Ninth Ward, but it's for all New Orleans public school kids. It's also going to now, because of our investment, going to be a facility that North Sea can utilize as well. Another key piece is, let's not forget that, you know, to build something so grand is going to be a catalyst for the community and also an economic boost to the Ninth Ward, which is so key and so important as well. So we hope that you can clap. Go ahead, you can clap. So we hope that our investment and our support will lead, and I hope they're listening maybe, will lead to corporate or other donors to take this project all the way to the finish line, because what our goal is to break ground on this new amazing field of dreams in 2023. So just so everyone understands what the investment will be and how we're going to do it, and it's stated in the motion. So the motion states that we currently already have an agreement with the Orleans Parish School Board to send money to OPSB annually. You've probably seen some of our investments to the Travis Hill School in the past, but we send money to OPSB annually. So the money that we would like to utilize for this stadium is actually going to come from the Entergy Paid Actors Settlement Fund. There's still money remaining there, and we have chosen to take $1 million of that settlement fund and send it toward investing in this amazing project for all children in the city of New Orleans. So I'm hoping that this will pass through the city council unanimously. I mean, you've seen that all 7 council members are co-authors of the motion, so that should be an indication of how the vote will go. But once that happens, that means that there's just $1 million left in the fundraising efforts. So I'm hoping that, you know, big corporate folks in the city of New Orleans, that they see that they've got, you know, federal, state, and local support, along with other major private donors, along with an amazing board of volunteers, along with tremendous community support, and say, you know what, let's go ahead and get this done and finish this for the community and for the people of New Orleans. So with that, I will turn it over to members of the board for your presentation. And Councilmember Green would like to make some comments, then we'll start the presentation.
Yes, it's a pleasure for me to be here today on this very tremendous day relative to Carver and to the Ninth Ward, the Desire, Florida area. I like to give my little background because I'm always so pleased to see the green and orange here. But my parents were there. Well, thank you. But my parents taught at Carver. My father was a math teacher. My mother was a longtime librarian. And after going to elementary school, I'd often go over to the Carver Library where my mother was until she left to go on her next, venture, which was home or sometimes other places. But I'm also pleased to represent the area, which was very close to where I grew up in the Pontchartrain Park community. But as was mentioned previously, and I'll mention it too, this is much more than a stadium. This is an economic development catalyst for that area. There's some positive things that are going on in that community. The new multi-purpose center that the city will soon dedicate at Johnny Jackson and Florida Avenue. We are going to be working. That's a good name too, Johnny Jackson Junior Boulevard, a Carver graduate. How about that, huh? So there's some very positive things that are going on in the community, but it is great to see the city council step forward, subject to the final vote. But since there are 7 sponsors, I think that's going to happen. But the main thing is it is great to see on this day the opportunity to approve legislation and ordinance that is going to make the money available to get us closer to making this stadium an economic development catalyst and also just something that will serve all the youth of our city closer to reality. I want to thank the board and I want to thank you all for your work. We could have said that this isn't going to be done because of the challenges that existed in the past. But what you all said was that this was going to happen. We were going to work and make sure that it happened. And with such a distinguished group of citizens, my great friend, Ann Duplessis, who can actually write that last $1 million check if you want. She's a very successful realtor. She just sold a big property. No, just joking. The bottom line is that she and the other members of that board were committed to making this project happen. And we're so close that I know it's going to happen. And I'm just pleased to be a member of the council that's making these resources available to bring this project a little bit closer to reality. Thank you.
I want to acknowledge Council Member Vice President Morrell just joined us in the comments.
I'm sure everything's already been said. It's good seeing you there, Stacy. This has been a project that, God, I think began when I was just became a senator in 2008, maybe, or 2009. It's been through several iterations. It has survived several instances in which we had to resuscitate it from mismanagement. And to be this close to the finish line at this point, it really is exciting for the people of the upper and lower Ninth Ward in New Orleans East to have a world-class facility that is not almost a world away. So thank you for all your work.
And right before we get started, I want to acknowledge the Student Body Association, SGA, Student Government Association from Rosenwald Collegiate Academy, located in Cutoff, Louisiana, or Cutoff, Algiers, on the West Bank. They are here watching. They're a sister school to Carver. And I encouraged some of the SGA members to speak. They're a bit nervous. So hopefully after they see there's nothing to fear, they'll grace us with their presence and speak at the podium a little bit later if they're still around. So with that being, yes, give it up for them.
Welcome. She won't be nervous.
So don't be nervous to speak if y'all still here. So we'll start the presentation. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so very much, President Moreno. You have always been a supporter of New Orleans East. I know when I was in the Senate, you were always, wanting to do, the right thing for our community, as well as my colleague and good friend, Vice President Morrell, my brother. And I just met you, Councilman. So hopefully we will get to know each other pretty soon. This project has been a long time coming. It is, to quote a little bit of scripture, in God's time. It did start years ago, and it just wasn't the season. What has happened is we have been able to bring together a group of individuals, as we'll see in the slide presentation, that said that this community deserves this. And the people who make up the family of Upper Ninth Ward, Lower Ninth Ward, New Orleans East, we deserve this. Every time we open turn on our television or, now our cell phone, and we get that alert that there is something else bad happening, this is one of the good things that will help to turn the tides. So if you want to start the presentation again, the Lower Ninth Ward, Upper Ninth Ward has experienced a lot of negativity, a lot of issues, only enhanced by Hurricane Katrina. We are still trying to come back from Hurricane Katrina, where most of the world have gone, moved on. This project will help us with the resurgence of that community. As you have already indicated, the project will be an economic boost. Today, as have already been stated, there is no public football, track, or field soccer athletic venue. This project will go a long way in helping us have a world-class facility that will serve the needs of the young people in the New Orleans area. So who are we? We've already talked about that. The board is made up of, if you go to the next, of a number of individuals, as you can see, who are pillars of the community from a business, social, and civic perspective. And on the next page, you'll see 3 of our newer board members who have all said, we will definitely make sure that the resources and integrity for this project are going to be put behind it. And with our elected officials, such as you, who have said, you know what, we have to be a part of this. When we did the press conference, President Moreno and Vice President Morel basically said, we've got to do something. We cannot be left out of this. And for that, we are very, very grateful.
Thank you, Ann. My name is Mark Ripple. I'm an architect here in New Orleans with Eskew Dumas Ripple Architects. Many of you probably knew Alan Eskew, the founding partner. The firm has been around for 33 years. I'm one of the named principals. And on this project, I'm proud to say that I've been on the project since day one. While our board is relatively new to this in this most recent chapter, I was involved from day one since it was in fact 2008. We have committed the resources of our firm. I've committed myself personally to this on a pro bono basis. And as you've heard from many others and seen in some of the quotes from Arnie Fielko, our board chair, we are absolutely positively committed to getting this to the finish line and using all of the amazing resources of the board and more broadly of the community to make it happen. The goal is to create a new complete campus for the Ninth Ward, a full football field with artificial turf, so that many of you that are around and know that fields that with natural turf, if they get used a lot, by the end of particularly the football season with rain and such becomes a real problem. We are going to avoid that by doing a full state-of-the-art artificial turf. We're going to have an 8-lane track complete with all of the field events. And of course, not just supporting football and track, but soccer and anything and everything that can be played on this field. We are targeting, as we speak, a 4,000 to 5,000 seat capacity for the new stadium. We've been doing preliminary pricing. We know that obviously as an architect, and those of you that have gotten things built in the last couple of years, been tracking the costs quite closely. We believe the $9 million Budget is in fact achievable based on the scope that we're advancing here. We'll have it be accessible from Almanestor Boulevard, have complete off-street parking, full security, stadium lighting. And for those of you familiar with the design of football stadiums, these are very technically sophisticated stadium lighting to where it sheds light on the field and track itself and not on the neighboring residents. Nobody wants bright lights in their backyard. So we're very conscious of the latest technology associated with building tracks and stadiums such as this. Next slide. The governance will, our nonprofit, essentially, our primary goal is to raise the money, number one, and number two, to be able to participate in an advisory manner with the New Orleans public schools so that we can bring both our resources and our expertise to bear to be able to assist the school board in getting this project through to completion. As we said, as Ann has already touched on, of course, it is not just, although it's located adjoining Carver High School, and I think they would consider that then their home field. The purpose of it is to serve all of the high school and grammar school kids in the Ninth Ward. We've touched on the budget. The target is $9 million. An important consideration there, you can see $1 million of that is targeted for escrow. One of the questions from day one is, what about maintenance? After it's done, obviously it costs money to be able to operate and maintain a facility. Our goal is, of the 9 million, 8 would be toward brick and mortar, toward getting it built, and $1 million would be toward an escrow fund that would provide for regular maintenance. As was mentioned, right now we have committed, between the combination of state money and federal money, we have 6.55 million committed. Our target is 9 million. And of course, if we can get $1 million commitment from the city of New Orleans, we've essentially cut the final amount roughly in half. We do have significant advancement with corporate partners and are looking for commitments for naming rights and other such sort of financial opportunities there. We do have a 4-minute video, and if it's okay with the council, we'd like to go ahead and show it.
While that's coming up, I want to acknowledge that Councilman Thomas also joined us.
So I always go back to myself, and I lay it on the line for these gentlemen and tell them every day that, hey, don't never take no shortcuts, no excuses. And if playing football for me would carry me over, even when times get difficult, whether it's classes, whether it's in the work world, it goes all the way back to the things and the lessons that my coaches taught me.
And the Lower Ninth Ward has always had such rich history. Family and community was always ever present, right? And it was so unfortunate many times that that all of the resources that should have been available to the Ninth Ward community and to the residents of the community weren't readily available. This project will right a lot of wrongs. It will bring such vibrancy and it will bring excitement to a community that deserves it.
And when we talk about community developments, when we talk about enhancing New Orleans, we talk about the pains associated with Katrina, you have to realize that giving back to the community is how we rebuild a community, in particular when we're talking about children. And as we know, recreation is a key part to the success of any community.
It will provide a first-class venue to a community that really needs it. Not only in terms of sports and opportunities for kids and economics, but just it's a feel-good project that will really uplift the spirits of those that live in the Ninth Ward.
And I do think that such an investment can also demonstrate an overdue needed vote of confidence in one of America's, in one of New Orleans' most treasured neighborhoods, the Ninth Ward. The Ninth Ward is a great neighborhood that's produced so many great people, great artists, great musicians, great leaders.
It brings together the power of athletics. It brings it together to bring a community together. And we've seen successes like that in many different areas across the country. And I think this could be the latest example of how athletics and that camaraderie of sports can bring a community together that can revitalize the whole area. So I'm excited about this project. I can't wait to see the finished product so I can go and root on some local high school kids. So I think it's important for our community. I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully I can be of some help.
For many personal reasons, I'm deeply, deeply committed to a revival and a renaissance of the Ninth Ward, and a stadium could play such a role. There's nothing like a quality place for young athletes, boys and girls, to be able to play and perform in a sporting event. Sporting events breed healthy competition, a respect in the development of one's minds and bodies, a chance to emphasize the need for young people to be scholars and athletes, not just athletes, but scholars and athletes. So I'm proud to support the Ninth Ward Stadium and endorse it with everything I had. And I am looking forward with great enthusiasm to being there for both a groundbreaking and a ribbon cutting when it does happen. So long live the mighty Ninth Ward. Long live the great city of New Orleans.
Everybody win, not just our class. Every class that come through here, everybody win. Cause when we leave, we gonna come back. We coming back and see that. We coming back to see what they're doing. Just like the players before us coming back to see what we doing. All right. You got that, man? Yes, go. Don't say it. Don't mean. Don't say it. Don't mean. We love.
So that's our presentation, video presentation. I'm Stacy Martin. I'm the President and Chief External Affairs Officer for Collegiate Academies. I'm wearing two hats today. I'm a member of the volunteer board for the Ninth Ward Stadium, but I'm also representing Carver, and we have our scholars here from Rosenwald as well. And we're really, really excited about the project. It's an opportunity for our students to have a home feel at Carver, especially. They're really excited about it. They ask me almost on a daily basis, Ms. Martin, have we gotten there yet? Have we gotten there yet? Have we gotten there yet? Because my office is at Carver. And so they have an opportunity to see me on a regular basis and always asking. So we really, really appreciate your support, and thank you so much for the endeavor.
Well, thank you all so much for your presentation. I'm glad that you brought up the maintenance piece because that is so critical and important as well. And you already mentioned the naming rights opportunities, not only for the stadium, but for the field as well. Once again, if anyone's listening, those things are available. I'm just trying to help y'all out. And then not to mention, of course, like with the sale of concessions and things like that, that could also help toward the maintenance. Councilmember Thomas, I didn't know if you wanted to make any comments before I go to public comment.
Yeah, just sitting here, as being a lower Ninth Ward or upper Ninth Ward kid, playing ball on those field and at the Desire Community Center, as well as Sampson Bunny Friend Playground and in San Bernardino and the Lower Nine. I just don't know if people really know just how special this is. Because as I sit and think about it, and I think about some names, Coach Reese. I think about Eddie Scott, and Rob Salter, and Robert Woods, and Coach Addison, and the Twins, right? If you're from that area, you know who the Twins are. All you have to do is say the Twins, and football brought them to Tulane, and football gave them an opportunity to get out of that neighborhood. Then I see Brother Hudson sitting back there, and I wonder how Buck would feel. Buck gave his life to that community, in many cases in the old buildings, wishing that there would be something representative of the stars and the professional athletes like Marshall and Robert Woods and others who came out of that community. But God doesn't always give you things at the time when you think you should get them. But when you keep working and do the work that this committee has done, and Arnie and Roy has done, it gives you to you at a time when you need it. And I think someone said earlier, if nothing else, this community needs to see some wins. They need to see some things that they fought for and that they deserve. And so on behalf of all us Ninth Warders, Nanan and Auntie, everybody who's ever wished that community got this a long time ago, we're gonna get it now. Appreciate y'all more than you know.
Thank you, Councilmember Thomas. Let me get with a public comment now. Mr. Carl Washington, come on up. And his remarks are very clear here with an exclamation point. Give them the money. Pretty clear.
Greetings.
Greetings.
Thank you all, the council. I'm gonna be brief because you have other people that want to speak. It's a no-brainer, right? Post Katrina, it's about $17 billion, $7 billion came to the city in the Upper Ninth Ward, Desire area, has not gotten one capital project post Katrina. They have one community grocery store on Louisa. Post Katrina, the Upper Ninth Ward in the Lower Ninth Ward received the most damage. I was part of the commission, the planning commission, and Uptown was asking for LED lights. Can we have our streetcars back? Right? Look at Napoleon today. Look like Beverly Hills. Look at the Desire today. Look like a third world city. So yes, this project is online and it's needed and it's going to help the community. But what about the previous years? Where all this money went uptown, around town, and not in the Ninth Ward. It's criminal. It's really criminal that, we have to talk about 1 million for an area that's been deprived, for an area that needs it more than any area in the city. $1 billion should come to the Ninth Ward. It should be commercial. It should build community centers. They should build shopping centers. They should be the streets. And no disrespect to the Johnny Jackson sign. The streets are still bad. And thank you, Councilman, for the lots are being cut. There's no houses being built. There's no businesses coming in the area. So yes, the community needs the stadium. Thank you all. 1 million should help. It should be 10 billion to this area. Make the Ninth Ward like you treat Broadmoor. Treat the Ninth Ward like you treat Uptown. Why not? Thank you all. Give them the money. Give them everything else they need. I'm a product.
Thank
I
you,
live
Mr.
on
Washington.
3144 Louisa, Johnny Jackson. I came into the community. We rebuilding the park. We're making a difference. We need money. We need resources. We need people to not shuck and jive us like they act like they're about the Ninth Ward when they're really not. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Washington. Jesse, come on up. Jesse Perkins, followed by Joyce Pounds. 2 minutes, please, for all the speakers.
I'm gonna
just
be
based
very
on the
quick.
cards. Thanks, Jesse.
All right, yeah. So I'm shifting my comment, my narrative this morning because you all said much of what I came to say. There's already consensus here. And for the kids, what I mean by consensus is there's a general agreement, looks like that, this money is going to be put up, toward pushing this thing to the finish line, okay? And I just want to speak to it, say that it's important. The children are our future, okay? I believe they are because they are our future. I have more years behind me than I have in front of me. I'm pretty sure I won't live to be 120 something years old. But more importantly, it's not how long I'm here on this earth, but it's the impact and the way I leave this earth. It's what's most important. So I just want to say that the foundation that we lay for these kids to build up on is very important. It's not about us. It's not about people, getting credit for, being a part of whatever. It's about being a part of the solution instead of being a part of the problem. Just remember that always, okay? And believe in yourself and stand up and always fight for what you believe is right, okay? They're going to be people that are going to tell you to sit down, go sit in the corner. You don't have a voice. You can't say anything about this. It's not your turn, okay? But this is what this is all about. So I'm saving all of the rhetoric today because of everything that I've heard. But tomorrow, y'all going to get some of the rhetoric, okay? But what I also want to say is I just wanted to speak to the kids because everything that I was going to say was, again, like I said, has been said. It sounds like this is going to happen, okay? Y'all going to make this happen. I believe in you guys, and I'm not up here, just BSing, okay? I feel like we're almost like family now. I've been in this chamber so long. Y'all know it. I'm just being honest. So I just wanted to just set aside a little time just for the kids, because we need to set the example for them. The adults are the ones that want to know what's wrong with these kids. You are what's wrong with these kids, okay? And we need to speak to it. We need to be, we need to set better examples for our kids, pushing going forward. So this stadium is about all of us, but it's about you all, okay? It's one step in the right direction. What it says is it gives you all something to look forward to. When I went to school, there wasn't much in school that captivated me, okay? But I was in the band, and the band gave me something to look forward to. I went to those football games. I got in free. I got a free bus ride, and I got to entertain people. So, and other stadiums. Now we're going to have our own stadium. You're going to have your own stadium. So you have something to look forward to. That's what life is all about, having something to look forward to. Thank you all.
Thank you, Jesse. Joyce Pounds, followed by Laureen Jones. Ms. Pounds, you still here? Oh, you're not speaking? Oh, you're just showing your support. Okay, got it. So Joyce Pounds in support. Laureen Jones, would you like to speak? You're just in support. Perfect. Evelyn Parker. You're in support though. All right. Eddie Scott. You're good in support. Okay. Beverly Irvin. See, I forgot my glasses. It looks like Johnson. You're good. Okay. Hey. Norman Larfer. Carter. In support, perfect. Addie Underwood. In support, got it. Doris Gorman. All right. Jillian Stagg, support. Reverend James Willis, support. David Hudson. Oh, he just left, okay. Robert Sevilla. Come on up. Sevelier. Robert Sevelier. Come on up.
What you tolerate, you will not change. And I'm so glad that deprivation, crime, blight is not tolerated. So when you do not tolerate it, that's where the effort and the spirit of change come. And so I want to thank this board. I shed a tear because I fought most all my life. I'm a fighter, but it's so good sometimes to come in the audience or sit down when you feel like you don't have to fight.
Right.
So how it's so refreshing that you have allies that support you because you know you're on the right side of history and you don't have to fight for it. That is such a renewed spirit And what you are doing, it was translate to our young people and say, someone cared for us. Someone stood up for us. What you're doing today, it will stand for a legacy that somebody thought about us. And what so much pride that our young people would have to go sit and stand in their audience, stand in their stadium. Because they go to others and wonder, why not us? So I want to thank the board. I want to thank the council for your full support for being on the right side of history.
Thank you. Pastor Lisa Williamson.
Wow, what a glorious day. Y'all just don't know how my heart is really leaping for joy for this great thing that's happening for the community. So I pretty much had some experience with almost all of you guys up there, and maybe not directly. Councilman Marino helped the Ida effect when I came back. Green, we were always talking, and OT, you're just a part of the community, and Freddie King, we helped you get elected. So thank you guys for the work that you have been doing. I appreciate you holding your leadership accountable, because my number one thing is accountability. Let me just say a little bit about myself as it relates to George Washington Carver Senior High School and this stadium and what the resources really mean. So, me, a little girl growing up in the Desire Housing Project, I'm 58 as of September the 3rd. We had lots of resources at our hand. We had NORD. NORD was the greatest. I was a swimmer, a lifeguard. Of course, I attended George Wade. I attended Dunn. I attended Edwards. I attended Carver Middle, and I graduated from Carver Senior. But not just there, y'all. The foundation that I got from the Ninth Ward community with the resources that came into our community was this. I graduated. I joined the Navy. The Navy didn't work out for me. I gave them 12 years. I switched over to the Army. I got a college degree, a bachelor's in computer science. And that wasn't good enough for me because I was a little girl growing up in the Desire Housing Project where a whole lot of people say we weren't gonna be nothing and we weren't gonna make it. But because we had resources, because we had things at our grasp like a swimming pool and NORD, the school activities, there was all types of things going on in our school, from mechanics to the band to the things that cheerleaders did. I played volleyball, I played basketball, I ran track. All of that was a setup for this. The bachelor's in computer science, a master's in divinity, and almost a doctorate in education. And that's because of the foundation I got from my community. Yay. And these kids deserve the same thing. I've been home 5 years. That was the good part, y'all. I've been home 5 years. And I have been working effortlessly in my community. I have. Trying to write some things, trying to bring it back up to a place where it was good for me. And I was able to succeed from that foundation where the other kids need the same ability, the resources to be able to succeed. So the stadium is but yet one thing that the community needs, and we appreciate it. We really, really do. We do, boy. We appreciate it. Stacey, y'all, we appreciate it, Councilman. But this is only but one thing. You know, as Carl was saying, because my heart has been crying a lot since I've been home. I could go live wherever I want to live, but can anybody else say that who came from the hood? I want them to be able to say that. You can live wherever the heck you want to live, but they need support. And this is only but one thing. So y'all don't stop working for us, okay? Don't stop working. Y'all don't stop working, all right? And I'm here to help as much as I can. My name is Lisa Y. Williamson, chaplain, captain, United States Army, retired 34 years, y'all. I'm here for you, Stacey. Y'all, I'm here.
Thank you.
Right?
Appreciate you.
Right.
Mary, looks like Mary Lodge Erath.
Evans.
Good afternoon.
Good
To our
afternoon.
councilmen, board members. My name is Mary Lodge Evans, and I am a George Washington Carver graduate, class of 1962. I'm the president of George Washington Carver High School alumni, and I'm also a member of our George Washington Carver Ram Jam. We, the committee, is based with Carver alums who have organized fundraisers so that we could generate monies to aid our Carver students at Carver and to help with other school-related activities, such as this special great project. We would like to present a check in the amount of $4,000.
All right.
To the Ninth Ward Stadium Incorporation. This is our second contribution because we previously had given $5,000, making it a total of $9,000. What a blessing. We would like to challenge other alums, classes, clubs, businesses, corporations, whomever we would like to challenge to see if you can meet or greet what we have done.
All right.
Remember, Rams forever. Thank you, Council.
All right, Beneva Edwards. You good? You're gonna wave? Oh, you're in support. Got it. Jasmine Burks. I think she's in, I don't see her coming up, so I guess she's in support. Telia Brooks. Oh, come on. You're Jasmine?
Jasmine.
Oh, Jasmine.
Hi. I had wanted to say that I'm here in support of Carver and their stadium. And I want to say NOLA can be recognized for multiple negative things, like such as the murder rates rising or even like the Katrina damage. And I want to say sometimes, they can make me and my classmates feel forgotten. Like, things can't be fixed sometimes. But I feel like the stadium is the start to the turn. And I want to say for all the aspiring students, football players, cheerleaders, the whole the band units, they will see that they aren't forgotten and we are worthy of new things that can lead to a further advancement. I also want to say it gives us hope because my school actually doesn't have a gym nor football field to practice. We actually practice in a random field in a cutoff. And I want to say it gives me hope that one day we will have a gym and like we will be bigger than what we are now. And I also wanted to thank the Carver alumni for the visual representation of Black excellence. Like, I also wanted to say thank you for inspiring me and letting me know change and hope is the way to go. Thank you.
Jasmine is our SGA president, by the way, at Rosenwald Collegiate.
Nice. Talia Brooks. Come on up, Ms. Brooks.
Good evening, and I'm Talia Brooks, and I'm RCA's 12th grade vice president. And I just wanted to say I'm supporting Carver in their stadium, and I'm just happy that they're able to have a stadium where they can practice, because like Jazz said, that at our school, we don't have a gym, and we're looking forward to maybe next year having a gym. And I just want to say thank you for everything.
Thank you, Ms. Brooks. The last card I have is for Brenda Valto. Come on up, Ms. Valto.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm so proud to be here. My name is Brenda Garnett Valto. I'm a proud graduate of George Washington Carver, class of 61. We're the first class that graduated, 10th, 11th, and 12th. We just celebrated 61 years. Can you imagine that? But I'm here in support of all the endeavors that's happening and thanking everyone for following your conscience. Our children are our future. And it's up to us now to lead the way. You know, we have to lead the way for them and show them the way. With my whole family, I'm number one of 10, and 6 of my siblings graduated from George Washington Carver. My sister was Miss Carver
All
in
right.
1962. It's just, I look at the young people here. Right now, we can curse the darkness, or we'll light a candle to make a difference. And I just want to thank you all for what you're doing. Well, Oliver Thomas, that's my other son, y'all. Now, I remember at Nord, you know, in Joe Brown Park, his father was there. I had a son that could have gone astray if it wasn't for Mr. Thomas. And that's what we need in our community. Each one touch one. Thank you all so much. Thanks for the efforts. And I'm gonna be there with the Ram Jam, because we attend all those things. I love to dance, y'all. But I want to say something. I need to let everybody, and then listen, your daddy graduated with me, you know, huh? Class of 61, Johnny Jackson, the best, all of us. But I am also a member of St. Paul's the Apostle Catholic Church. We're celebrating our 75th anniversary on Chef Metro Highway on the 16th of October. And God has blessed me. I just recently had a birthday. I made 80. And I was a kindergarten student at that church.
Oh, wow.
At St. Paul's. And God bless me. We're celebrating 75 years. So if you all can go out there and celebrate with them and touch the lives of our children. I know your mama.
Thank you, Ms. Balto, and thank you for the invitation as well. Any online public comment, Anita? No online public comment. Okay, so with that, that concludes our presentation and our comment period. I will make a motion to adopt and send this to the full council for a vote tomorrow. If I can please get a second. Seconded by Council Vice President Morrell. All in favor, please vote your machines. 3 yays, no nays, and it now moves on to the full council. All right. Hey, you know what? Why don't we do this? Let's everybody
Take a
come up to the
picture, yeah.
front and let's all get a picture together. Yeah. All y'all come up into the center of the chamber here.
Rosenwald as well, y'all.
Yeah.
Come on too.
Come on up, y'all.
I remember you. Yes, I remember you.
Hey, Sadie. 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 Yeah, we can get those varsity jackets. Not the Carver ones, I don't think. Oh, I mean, yeah, but probably not for us to wear. I've done this with big groups before. It's impossible. Yes.
All right, everybody, we gotta still approve the minutes and adjourn the meeting. We do have another meeting coming after this. So we gotta adjourn the meeting and approve the minutes. Approve the minutes. So we're waiting. Can we get the council members out so we can approve the minutes and adjourn the meeting? Or approve the minutes and adjourn the meeting. All right, we have a motion to approve by Councilmember Moreno, second by me, Freddie King. Motion adjourned. All right. Meeting adjourned. It was those three there.
So you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could clear the dais area, we have one more meeting we need to do today. So continue to have your well wishes and success and celebration. We're going to try and get through our next meeting. So thank you very much, everybody, for being here today.